A poor man was driving on a highway when his car broke down. It was late at night, and he could see a motel sign in the distance. He managed to get to the motel and asked for a room for the night. The manager of the motel said, "I'm sorry, we don't have any rooms available." But the man insisted because he had no other options. Finally, the manager said, "Okay, but you'll have to take the room upstairs. It's not ready yet, but you can wait in the lobby until it's clean." The man went up to the room alone because he didn't want to bother the manager anymore. He opened the door and saw that it wasn't ready. There was a dirty bed with sheets on it, and suitcases were piled up in the corner. But the man was tired and didn't care. He just wanted to sleep. So he took off his clothes, got under the sheet, and went to sleep. When he woke up in the morning, he got a big surprise. There were two beautiful women in bed with him. They were sleeping peacefully, and he didn't want to wake them up. So he got out of bed as quietly as he could and went to the bathroom to wash himself. When he came out of the bathroom, the women were still asleep, so he decided to take a shower. After his shower, he went downstairs to get some breakfast and check out. When he got to the front desk, the manager wasn't there, but one of the women from the room was. She said, "I'm sorry, but we don't serve breakfast here." The man said, "I know, but I need something to eat." She said, "Well, there's a restaurant across the street." He thanked her and went to the restaurant. At the restaurant, the man met another woman who told him that she worked at the motel. They talked for a while, and the man told her about his experience in the room. The woman was very sorry and told him that the room wasn't ready because it was used for illegal activities the night before. She said that the two women were dancers from a local dance club. She also told him that the motel manager was involved in some bad things and often rented out rooms for parties. Sometimes they even had fights or worse. The man felt like he had been through a lot and just wanted to go home. The woman at the desk asked if he had a nice stay, and he replied sarcastically, "Oh yes, it was the best night of my life. I haven't slept in a bed with two beautiful women since I was 18 years old." The woman laughed and said, "Well, if you liked it, we can make it a monthly event." The man looked at her in surprise and said, "You mean like a subscription?" She nodded and said, "Yes, every month you can come and stay in a room with two beautiful women." The man thought for a moment and then said, "I'd like that." He paid his bill and left. From that day on, the man stayed in the motel room once a month. He would spend time with the two women, and they would make love all night. He never told anyone about what he was doing there, and everyone at the motel pretended that nothing unusual was happening. But one day, the man's wife found out about his secret. She was furious and told him that he had to stop seeing the women. The man didn't want to listen, though, and continued going to the motel every month. One day, he arrived at the motel and found the two women waiting for him, but they looked different than before. They were older and not as attractive. The man asked them what had happened, and they told him that their boss, the motel manager, had sold them to another man. The man was shocked and angry, and he realized that he had made a big mistake by listening to the woman at the front desk. He should have stayed with the original two women as long as he could, but now it was too late. From that day on, the man never went back to the motel. He regretted what he had done and knew that he had made a big mistake. The story shows us that we should be careful who we listen to. The woman at the front desk was only thinking about herself and didn't care about the trouble she caused for the man. If he had just stayed with the original two women, he wouldn't have had any problems. It's also important to listen to our wives and not do anything that might hurt them. The man's wife knew what he was doing and tried to stop him, but he didn't listen, which led to his problems. We should remember that every decision we make has consequences, and that it's important to think about our actions before we take them. Now, I'm curious, have you ever made a decision that you later regretted? Share your thoughts below. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button for more videos like this one. Thanks for watching.